Man, you guys have been awesome today. Not only are you lighting up the phone lines, but you are giving them to us on the YouTube chat as well. We're talking about some of our favorite Ohio State moments, favorite team, favorite game, favorite player, toughest loss, all of those things we're talking about. 614-821-9710 is the number to call. Still got that $50 Visa gift card we can give away to one of our favorite callers. Also some dining credits to the ESPN Sportsbook over at Hollywood Casino. Let's head back out to those phone lines because you guys are blowing them up. Let's go to Brian. Brian, good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Brian, we are great, sir. How about yourself?
Living the dream on this hot, humid day.
Oh, it has been hot and humid. What do you got for us? Favorite Ohio State team of all time?
All right, so I was 10 years old, just starting to get, following along and everything. 1997, the team that won the Rose Bowl against Jake the Snake Plummer. I think it was 20-17. That, to me, was just – that was a game. I was in it the whole time. I loved it. Loved all the players, David Boston, Joe Germain. And then that also will feed into your next question of my worst loss. It's going to be 98 Michigan State.
Yeah,
that was so tough.
Yeah, that's so true. I still remember, and again, this has been so long ago, but I still remember specifically exactly where I was, what I was doing during that loss. And gosh, I was 14 at the time, but I still remember just about everything about that loss. How about this, Brian? Favorite Buckeye of all time?
Okay, I got two things on this one, and the first one is I don't feel enough people say it or give him enough recognition, but Orlando Pace. The man is the best left tackle who ever played football, in my opinion, and is just an absolute stud. So to me, he is my favorite Buckeye of all time. And the last thing I'll say, and before I let you guys go, is Baker. I'm so happy to hear your voice on the radio waves, on the Fan especially. I know you're from OCB. It's just so great to see you living your dream, and you're doing great. And I just wanted to let you know that I love listening to you.
I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you so much. Orlando Pace, maybe the best Buckeye of all time, could be the best college football player of all time, right? Like, we have the term pancake block because of Orlando Pace. Like, that is just in our vernacular now for football. Oh, did you see that pancake? Well, that wouldn't be because of Orlando Pace. Like, whether he's your favorite or not, there's an argument that he is the greatest Buckeye of all time.
Absolutely. Good call, Brian. Let's go back out to the phone lines and talk to Mike. Mike, welcome to the Fan Call-In Show.
Good morning, guys. First of all, let me start off with saying OH.
I-O,
Mike.
All right. So first of all, I wanted to get up on the show. Of course, you guys wanted to ask a few questions and on favorite teams and things like that.
Yeah.
Toughest games and toughest losses. And I didn't really hear people talk about this, but so which would you guys rather we start off with, the toughest loss or the favorite game or favorite player?
Mike, this is your show. You go where you want to go.
All right, so I'm going to go toughest game for me. And, guys, I am visually impaired, so I always listen to games on TV. So my toughest game is the 2006 game against the Florida Gators. When we got the kick return with Ted Ginn, and then through the rest of the game there was nothing to cheer for. That game made me sick. And then I would probably say my favorite game is probably the game against Clemson when we got our revenge against Clemson, because we pretty much ruined Clemson after that. Clemson's nothing. They don't win anything anymore because of Ohio State. And then I'm going to say my favorite Buckeye player, I will go with Ezekiel Elliott. The 2014 year, Zeke was tearing it up. We all remember the 85 yards through the heart of the South. That was very awesome to watch them, go out and take Alabama out like they did. Big bad SEC. And now, people saying we can't beat SEC teams. Well, we just showed the SEC what we're about. We took care of Texas this past season. So that narrative is over now. I think that the Buckeyes are the SEC of the North, and that's just it there.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Mike, and going back to toughest games, and that national championship game against Florida, Ryan, I still remember, and I'm still mad at this guy. I had a roommate in college that texted me after Ted Ginn returned that kickoff for a touchdown. He's like, "Oh, congrats. OSU's going to win, national championship. Enjoy it." And then obviously we know what happened from there. And I still I'm so superstitious. You know how I am in betting too, where it's like, I am not cashing a bet until it is officially over.
You don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear it's over.
I will say this for Mike, and we ruined Clemson. I do think Clemson kind of is on an uptick here, and I need Clemson to win a little bit this year because I really like Clemson and winning the national championship in football this year and have a couple wagers out there. So even if they don't, I need them to do pretty good as we go to get those cash out options up there.
I know it. I've seen those texts. Do I cash out now? No, hold on to that.
Hold on to it.
National championship ticket. All right, Christian, it's the Fan Call-In Show. We're going to talk to you next. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? I had to hop in on this. I'm back.
Absolutely.
I love it.
We love to hear it. Favorite Buckeye game of all time?
Favorite? Yeah, so this one was tough for me because obviously the 2002 championship game against Miami, I feel like that's an obvious one for everyone because that Miami team was stacked with NFL talent. But my personal favorite one, that's got to be the 2010 Rose Bowl with Terrell Pryor against, Oregon. That Oregon team was also star-studded, and I was happy to go out west and put it to them because I was hearing it from all my friends that were Oregon fans. So that's probably my favorite Buckeye game is that 2010 Rose Bowl with Terrell.
That's interesting. Gosh, if you had given me a list of about 20 deep, I would not have guessed that game would have made one of the lists as far as best games. But I like it. I remember it. I love it. Remember all the hype about, Chip Kelly and that Oregon team and all that stuff. So really good call. How about the toughest loss for you, Andrew? Or Christian, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Toughest loss for me, Virginia Tech is obvious, but the biggest one is when we went to Iowa and got blown out. I don't know the exact year of that, but I just remember one of their corners on Iowa having that one-handed catch by the end zone. That was just a heartbreaking loss for us. So that's probably my least favorite game as a Buckeye.
What about your favorite Buckeye team of all time?
Yeah, favorite Buckeye team is that 2012 Urban Meyer's inaugural season with Ohio State. When we got Braxton before he got hurt, that's when I felt like we were the most electrifying on offense. We were electrifying last year, and we've had some other offenses that were. But, getting to see Braxton before the injuries, that was, a work of art, in my opinion.
I love it, Christian. You gave me a little bit of some surprise answers, so I'm going to surprise you with a Visa gift card, $50 Visa gift card. We appreciate the call. Yeah, that's right. So Cam's going to go get your information, and we love the call. We appreciate it.
We talked a lot on Bishop and Friends the past couple of weeks about that 2012 Urban season because Urban came out on the Triple Option podcast and talking about how the NCAA rulings on Ohio State that year still to this day make him angry and upset, and he thought that they were too excessive on Ohio State. Of course, Tatgate happened and came down, and Jim Tressel loses his job. Urban Meyer comes in, and the NCAA gives Ohio State the postseason ban for the 2012 season. Now, a lot of people around here argued that Ohio State should have done it the year before in 2011 to jump out in front of it. Ohio State didn't think it was going to get to that, but we talked about that a lot and how that still sticks in Urban's craw. Now, I don't know if they would have won the national championship.
Would that have been against Notre Dame?
I think it would have been against Notre Dame because that was Alabama Notre Dame. I believe.
OSU doesn't lose to Notre Dame.
And that Notre Dame team, it was okay, but it wasn't great. That's a very, very interesting time, and it's just funny that we talked about that. We kind of forget, like, that season, Ohio State was undefeated, and they could not go participate in the postseason.
Well, and that was, I believe, the first year of the Big Ten championship game, too, right? So they weren't able to go play in the Big Ten championship game. It kept them out of the national championship game. That was rough, and you're right. It wasn't a great Notre Dame team, and so that could have easily been a national championship for Ohio State.
It would have been a really good one as well. Plenty of calls still on the line. Kevin, Jeremiah, Danny.